grotesque image of an ogre shooting an arrow into another creature's rear. A nun plucks penises off a phallus tree. A bizarre hybrid examining someone else's hindquarters. And rabbits conducting a funeral procession. Medieval society wasn't all about prayers and plagues. The printing press hadn't been invented yet, and the painstaking task of copying line after line of a medieval manuscript was performed by scribes. So how do you spice up the dull task? The scribes added penis monsters, butts, poop, images of violent rabbits, and lots of vengeful animals in the marginalia of their manuscripts. The zenith of intriguingly detailed marginalia was between the 12th and 14th centuries. The marginalia served as a side note accompanying the main text. They might be scribbles, comments, annotations, doodles, or illuminations. Goldeston's Psalter is a 14th century manuscript notable for illustrating humorous marginalia and drollery. Not all marginalia was obscene. However, there are plenty of examples in religious as well as medical text of the medieval era that are full of images of disembodied body parts, animals, monsters. Nothing quite prepares you for seeing a disembodied penis or a pooping posterior while reading a religious text. Until recently, these marginalia were thought to be meaningless, presumably random doodles to fill empty spaces. While some images from medical text have a valid explanation given the preconceived notion about strict religious beliefs, it is difficult to understand how sacred text and indecorous images could exist side by side. Perhaps people of that era were just as mundane and ordinary as us. Let's understand, why did medieval illustrators fill the marginalia with grotesque doodles? Number 1. The illustrators might have suffered with what we call today horror vacui, meaning fear of empty space. So they just filled up all the empty spaces with random meaningless doodles, a pure source of distraction. This, however, does not explain the obscene nature of these images. Number 2. Another explanation is that this marginalia depicts the monde renverse, upside down world, where the lines blur between animals and humans and their roles reverse. Number 3. These margins might have been a safe place to poke fun at the religious establishment and to mock the popular belief. The parody intended to provoke hidden subversion against the cultural norms. And number 4. The churches and cathedrals of that era were also decorated with biblical scenes. However, unlike cathedrals and churches, which were a shared public experience, books were a private one, something only the rich could afford. Scholars say that it is highly unlikely that these images were added later by a vandal to sabotage the sacred nature of the original text. In fact, it is the other way round. Owners often erased or defaced the images that they found particularly disturbing and inconsistent with their religious beliefs. Why did the marginalia eventually vanish? The explanation is simple. In the first half of the 15th century, Gutenberg invented the printing press, and it completely altered the way books were produced and consumed. The illustrations were no longer necessary, and they could now be replaced with intricate designs using wooden frames. The printing press led to the commercialization of the publishing industry. If you like my work, hit the bell icon and subscribe to my channel Frame of Reference, where I upload weekly videos on art, history, and culture. If you like this video, please consider donating to me on patreon.com/frame of reference, And many thanks to my active patrons.